in the short term, I think the pace of change that can be accommodated by the supply markets and can be integrated into the care system is probably going about the right pace for us here. I think in the future, I think we'll get to some of the harder challenges. Low-hanging fruit will have been removed, and there'll be more of we need to provide some more push, and at that point, policy might well be helpful. Exactly where that push is going to be needed, I don't think we know yet. So I think we've got a lot of work to do, and there's certainly an alignment and support across the breadth of the system that when we do need that policy, it'll be there to help us deliver.
I think sometimes the adaptation looks hard to invest in because the beneficiaries of adaptation can be very widely spread. So it's not easy to see how you get a return on the investment when many of the benefits are social or just occur in so many different places. So I think it's really crucial that governments set a vision for adaptation and targets for adaptation, which they back up with policies and with standards and with requirements, because those are the things that draw investment in.
Create a realistic carbon price, point blank. Yeah. And the market will decide what the most effective way is of implementing that. You put €100 a ton price of carbon, and we'll make our sustainability goals, because there are already technologies out there that make sense at that price or less, and the market then determines which one is the most cost-effective way of doing it.
It's all about long-term clarity. It really, really is. And some joined-up thinking. I mean, you can still have, right now, certainly in the UK, we're looking at financial institutions having to hold more capital against loans to SMEs. And so on the one hand, you've got prudential regulators looking at financial stability and holding enough capital. Then on the other hand, you've got different areas of government saying, well, actually, we need to lend more to small businesses in order to help them decarbonize. So there's some areas where there are conflicting signals that are coming out. So we need to kind of smooth those things over. But it's the long term. I mean, the recent kind of real focus on EVs has absolutely changed the market. It was a really simple, clear message that everybody can work towards, and I think that's what everybody needs.
I think we have two levers. Of course, we have government and how to influence and to support good practices, and maybe it's a matter of re-establishing the right and the fair value of the product when we buy a product, maybe reconsidering subsidy allocations to the good products, the products that generate positive impacts, more than the ones that put more pressures on people and on the planet.
To put a price on these externalities, a price on carbon. And I think that would be a very good signal. We have now 24% of the global carbon emissions fall under carbon pricing or cap and trade systems. That number is slowly going up, China coming in now. We do see a difference. We see a clear difference amongst companies that have set an internal price versus the ones that don't. About jurisdictions where you have pricing systems, you have to value these externalities to get the money to flow to the right areas to solve these issues. And so that's probably one of the most important things to do.
So I think there's a combination of three policies. I think we need carbon pricing. We need to price the cost of carbon so that then decisions are made and included. Second, we need to mandate the end of internal combustion engine or the end of fossil fuels at some point. And then thirdly, we need to provide incentives for companies to invest in new technologies.